Yeah, what's up, guys? We got another episode of gameplay review here. This one is going to be a Billy game at rank 1 on console, and it's going to be pretty interesting is what I'll say. Mistakes were definitely made, and yeah, there's definitely a lot to talk about. We'll see. Let's jump right in. All right, guys, let's do this. This is this video is kind of interestingly formatted because he doesn't actually have the beginning or the end screen. He just kind of gave me this. I am rank 1. Bad perks is I just prestige Billy. And then it kind of like starts out like just like this. Like I don't know. There's no like, I mean, spoiler alert, he's on Blood Lodge. You can tell because the Blood Lodge is right yonder. But it's kind of weird. There's also no endgame screen, so I can't even spoil. Well, I guess it's a little bit of a spoiler, but there's no like endgame screen either. So I guess he's rank 1 and he just prestige. So yeah, let's do this. His perks, he says his perks are bad because he just prestige, but honestly, this is like a good perk setup, really. Like, I know that they're like low tiers, like tier 1 Hex Ruin's kind of garbage. Tier 1 Nurse's Calling isn't the greatest. But he's got Whispers 3, which is pretty good. Anyway, hold on. Let me actually pay more attention than I just did. Okay. So you're chainsawing over. Whispers clicks on. They're on that gen, and you know it. You come over, you see scratch marks. There's no scratch marks here. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? What are you doing, man? What are you doing? There was no scratch marks there. They probably went through the pallet or around the outside. Around the outside. No, hey, there you go. You could have swung at that, but, you know, it's all good. You don't. She also didn't really look like she was playing that pallet. Like, you maybe could have just not broke that pallet because she kind of looked like she just kept running anyway. Like, she wasn't even trying to play it. But regardless, it's no big deal that you kicked it. All right, chasing this Lori. She's the obsession. I'm sure she has decisive strike. She has a pounce landing. She's gonna go loop that window. See, right there, you could have mind gamed that. I mean, maybe you thought she might have faked it or something, but it's pretty obvious right here. Like, okay, windows like this are really like the best opportunity to get hits, man. Like, pallets are so strong a lot of the time, and a lot of the time you get in these situations where you just need to kick them because you can't play them. But windows are really where you get hits and chases. Like right here, she runs inside. Like, it's pretty obvious that she's gonna run downstairs and take that window. So what you can do is you can walk up to right around here, so it shows your red light. You know what I mean? So she in there will see your red light coming in the doorway, and she'll be like, "Oh shit, I gotta vault this window," and then you actually just go to your right and meet her at the other side. That would have got you a hit right here. Just gonna throw that out there. Windows are one of the best things to mind game. Like, you definitely want to try to take advantage. And she does it again. See, like right there, you had the, actually that ended up working. You had the general idea here, but you did this kind of, you kind of like over fake this. Like, you still end up getting close to her, I guess, just because she misplays, but you don't even need to come this far, dude. This is way too far. Like, you like came the whole way in, saw her vaulting. You can come to like the doorway, show your red light, and then just assume she's gonna vault, right? And then either A, you get it right and you get a hit, or B, she like doesn't vault and then whatever. Like, either way, you weren't gonna get a hit regardless. Doesn't really matter, you know? But it's worth trying. Either way, she kind of fucked up. If she was paying more attention, she would have ran the other way and then you probably would have not got a hit. But she fucked up pretty hard, and you go for a chainsaw and you biff it. You fucking biff it, brother. You just straight up biff it. Okay. As far as back revving goes, if you guys don't know what the term back rev means, back rev is whenever you're obviously at the back of the survivor and then you rev your chainsaw. Back rev, hence back rev. When you back rev someone, you want to be like right up against them. You want to be like grinding on their fucking booty. Like, you want to be right there, you know? Like, you're way too far away right here. Like, way too far away. At this point, like she gets this distance, you need to either A, like go back and forth on these tires and hope that she fucks up and gets close to you, or B, put your chainsaw away and run her down to get closer. Because you move at like a slower speed when you have your chainsaw out, right? So like if she circles these tires here, you're kind of fucked. I guess you saw her coming here and you were like, oh, here's my chance. And you just hurried up and pulled the trigger. But you need to be closer, man. Like, you just weren't close enough right there. So that's what happened there. She's gonna go back to the window. See, that was too early of a fake. You know what I mean? Like, you need to at least pretend like you're gonna chase her. She seems to like this window. You can get hits on this window easily if you play it right. She went back to the T-walls though. It was a good catch. You saw her back there. Also, you're on console. I didn't realize that. I actually just realized that this is console play. Interesting. I actually didn't realize until just now. It's either console or you're just playing with a controller. By the way, it's controller killer, so that's interesting. That's a huge mistake again that she took advantage of. This is like a thing that I talk about in my palette video, as well as just palette play in general. As killer, you don't really want to just like walk up to a palette chainsawing, right? Like, I'm assuming you thought that she was just gonna sit there and then drop the pallet whenever you get close, right? So you like pre-rev your chainsaw so that you can instantly break the pallet, you know? And if she did do that, it would be good. But if you're at rank 1, like, that means you should anyway be playing against good survivors. I know obviously not all rank 1 survivors are really that good, but a lot of times you're gonna run into good survivors, and she clearly knows how to punish it. If you like walk up to a pallet chainsawing like this, like, the survivor's just gonna run. Like, they're just gonna loop, and then you're gonna be slowed down because you have your chainsaw out, and then this happens, you know? Kind of funny, a thing that you can do, something you could have done here, and something a lot of really good billies do, is you can fake this. You can kind of like pull out your chainsaw, like rev it to like right here where I paused it, just enough for like the animation of the ability to pull out the chainsaw. They'll not drop the pallet and run, and then you can hurry up and put your chainsaw away and chase them down and M1 them, because they'll loop to try to punish it, right? That's like a little neat trick you can do as Billy. But either way, here you didn't do any of that. You actually just pulled out your chainsaw. She punished, which is a big reason why you don't want to do that. That's why I always say run enduring. Don't respect pallets. Don't pre-chainsaw pallets. You just don't do it. You might end up getting a hit on her anyway. Yeah, you actually got a hit on her anyway. She got greedy and tried to loop another time, so you end up getting a hit anyway, although that was a mistake. I love that you didn't kick this pallet. That was really good. I'm really glad that you didn't kick this pallet. It's not like a huge deal. Like, honestly, it would have taken around the same amount of time as going around, but it's really interesting to keep in mind that she is not playing pallets. Like, she threw that pallet and she didn't even try to play it. She just immediately left. So you actually kind of saved yourself like a second of time by not kicking it. It's not a huge deal, but like, that's important to keep in mind for future pallets. There's a lot of pallets that'll help you a lot with that. Also, I forgot to mention that your Hex Ruin's already gone, but I mean, whatever, that's kind of a given. Meg had Sprinto Bursto, no surprise, so you didn't get the chainsaw that you might have got. But see, even here, you're pulling out your chainsaw way too early, man. Like, you pulled that out way too early. You can wait, like, see, like, you're chasing her down here and there's no pallets. This is really good. Like, this is a really good spot for you to be in as a Billy. But don't pull your chainsaw out until, like, you should be like right here where my mouse is. Like, you need to get closer to her, man. Like, there's no reason to pull it out right here. She still has like a foot of distance on you. Just get right up on her ass, dude. Give her a fucking back hug, man, and then pull out your chainsaw. Like, you're giving her so much distance here to like juke you and to like prevent you from landing the chainsaw, you know? You make up that extra like foot, and then there you go. Nice prediction, by the way. That was a really good prediction, as well as a good body block on the window. That was a really good play. This was a super good play. Good shit here, man. You predicted this window vault, which is really good. I mean, it was pretty obvious she was gonna do it, but it was a really good prediction, so good shit. And then you went over here, and then you pulled out your chainsaw, and then you body blocked this window. At least, yeah. You definitely body blocked the window, which is really good. That was a super good play. And she was like, oh fuck, and then you chainsawed her, and she's like, eh. So yeah, that was great. That was fantastic play right there. That was, I really honestly couldn't tell you to do that any better than you did. I also want to note that this is during the Halloween event. I see the little thing on the top right. So some people might be working on plants, as well as the fact that I think the Halloween update was also the patch where you can see add-ons. So you're running no add-ons, which is kind of interesting. Like, I do remember you saying that you just prestige, so I guess that's probably why. But regardless, you get her on the hook. You chainsaw like a foot away, and then you immediately come back. I guess you're trying to bait and unhook or something. You kick the generator. You're kind of just chainsawing around generators now. Yeah, here's where you need to either like... Did you see anybody on barbecue and chili? I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't paying full attention. I'll come back to where we are. Okay, yeah, there's a guy down there. Okay, like, here's where you should probably, like, decide. Like, there was one guy on barbecue and chili, right? I feel like here's where you either need to decide that you're going to go chase that guy and apply more pressure, or you're going to, like, keep an eye on the hook. It kind of seems like you're in between. Like, you wanted to, like, bait the hook. No one was there, and you're like, shit. So you kick the gen, and then you started coming down. I mean, I guess that's fine too, because hypothetically, if they fall for that bait, it ends up working out pretty good, but they didn't. So now you're gonna come down to this gen. You came at this at an interesting angle. I guess you probably did that on purpose. You came at it like a weird angle that they didn't expect, I guess, is your thinking there, which could definitely work, but it might also not work, and they might just leave like they did, you know? So I don't know. That's a pretty hit or miss strat, but hey, I mean, you do you. They got the unhook. They healed underhook. You know they healed underhook because of how fast the heal came out, by the way. That, again, dude, you are respecting pallets way too much, and this Lori knows it, and she's punishing you. This is a huge... This is the biggest misplay I see in chases, is this shit, dude. Like, you can't do this. You can't be, like, backing away. Like, you should go to the right. Like, you respect this pallet so much. This is why I was telling, dude, you guys can't be respecting pallet. You gotta bull through those. Eat the stuns. Just don't give a shit about stuns, man. Like, you gotta eat the pallets sometimes. Otherwise, this happens, you know? You back up and pull out your chainsaw, like, anticipating her dropping it. She doesn't drop it, and then you're like, oh, shit, you know? You're gonna kick the gen, which might not be good mid-chase, because she can probably tap it mid-chase. Depending on how confident she is here. You could have tried to play this palette, for the record. This Lori seems like she's okay, but this palette isn't extremely safe. You could have tested this. You could have, like, tried to play her, see how she plays. You know, see if she's really good at palette play. See if you can bait her into panicking and making a misplay. You instead just kick it, which is, I guess, fine too, because hypothetically, if she is a good survivor, then, you know, it would have been a waste of time. But she taps the gen to stop it from regressing, so you kicking it was pretty pointless. Well, unless you land this chainsaw. Yeah, that was just really bad play on her part. Oh, when you whiff the chainsaw, yikes. That's a bummer, man. I mean, that just comes down to, like, I don't know, man. Like, the FPS seemed a little shaky there, but I don't really even know, like, what even did happen. I don't even know. I don't know. The FPS is really shaky because it's console. Like, it seemed like you were tracking her pretty well, and then, like, I don't even, she just, like, you just whiffed. I don't know. That's a bummer. Like, it seemed like you were doing it right. You held your saw at like 90. You didn't rush it. You kind of just lost track of her. Like, right here, you lost track of this guy too. Where did he even fucking go, dude? I don't know, because, like, it's so, like, framey, and you're just, like, spinning in circles, and then they're gone. You need to work on, like, making sure that you keep an eye. Like, don't be afraid if you have your chainsaw out and they're juking around. Don't be afraid to, like, take a step back. Like, I know earlier I was just saying, like, to make sure you're right on their ass or whatever, but if they're, like, spinning and juking, you know, you can take a step back so they're not, like, in your face. You only need to make sure that you're right on their ass if they're actually running away from you. If they're, like, in the middle of trying to do a 360 or something, you can take a step back to make sure that you can keep track of them, right? I don't know, like, what's going on here? You just gave up on his Lori? Is that what happened? You were just like, fuck it? Like, you knew she went up there, so you went up. You could have, like, faked this. You could have, like, walked up a little bit and then backed up to try to beat her on the other side. But I think she has balance landing anyway, so I don't think it would have mattered. By the way, you go for the swing. You don't get it. She goes to the right somewhere. And you're just like, fuck it. You're like, fuck this Lori, dude. Fuck it. Which, you know, I get it. She had balance landing. She probably has DS. Like, it's probably not the best idea to chase her, I guess. But gens are popping left and right. The game's almost over. Again, you're just pulling out this chainsaw at such weird times, man. Like, it doesn't seem like a huge deal, but like it is. Like what are you doing here? Like you can be running her down. I don't even think there's a pallet here, right? You broke it. If you don't pull out your chainsaw here and you actually like get close to her, you can either A, get an M1 hit, or B, maybe get a chainsaw. Although I think there's a pallet over at this crane, so she might run over there. But still, like, there's still an opportunity to get a hit, but instead you just, like, randomly pull out your chainsaw for no reason, and then she loops you because you're slow. Like, you gotta keep in mind that you're, like, significantly slower with your chainsaw out, so, like, she's just gonna loop you, and then you're gonna have to put it away, you know? Like, that was all wasted time right there, that you could have just been chasing her down. What the fuck? What the fuck just happened? Hello? You just like... I don't even... You just like short lunged, but like... I don't even understand what just happened, but... I guess you missed. I don't really know what to tell you about that. That was just weird. Oh man, and you whiffed that one too. Yikes. Is this just like the console struggle? Like I know the frames are kind of low. She kind of like 360 to you here. Like she went to the left and then 360 to the right. You like spun with her, but it wasn't enough. I mean, if this is really like a problem, if you're like whiffing M1 swings pretty consistently, something that you can do is you can wait until you're like touching them. Honestly, I don't know why this one whiffed. This one was weird. Like this one kind of looked like it should have hit, but it just didn't. But you can wait until you're like touching them and then just tap M1, like what should have worked here. I don't know why it didn't work, but you can kind of do that to get hits. I don't know like what the fuck happened with that one. This one you just kind of you got spun. Like I don't know what to tell you. That was just you were too close. You know, you can't like console, you just can't turn fast enough. Like I feel like 360s are rough for people with a controller, man. Like what are you gonna do? So that Lori, you just completely given up on her. You're just like, fuck it, dude. You've bested me. You have bested me, Lori, and you're chasing other people, which is, I guess, understandable. But she's just doing gens now, so, like, what are you going to do? Like, you kind of can't really afford to just, like... You can't really afford to just be like, fuck it, you win. Because then she's just going to do this gen in your face, you know? Like, you have to get her, dude. If she's just going to play that, like, all up in your face, you kind of got to get her. But instead, you kick the gen, leave. She's going to get right back on that gen. You know she's on that gen already. For sure, yeah. She's going to get right back on it. Like, she's just going to keep getting on it over and over again. Like, this is a bad play here. I don't know what you're doing. Like, you're, like, kicking this gen and then, like, leaving to try to chase someone else. But then you know the Lori's just going to get right back on it every single time because, you know, you keep leaving her and she knows that, like, you don't want to chase her. So she's just going to hop back on it every time. Like, you're not accomplishing anything here. You need to commit to something. Like, either commit to one of these chases or commit to that Lori, you know? You can't just keep bouncing back and forth. You're not going to win this battle of, like, kicking gens, you know? Here you commit to the Dwight. Again, you're just pulling out your chainsaw way too early, man. Like, that's the biggest mistake that I keep seeing. Like, right here is not a bad spot. Like, there's nothing that close. If you just run this Dwight down, you'll probably end up getting a chainsaw or, like, a good back rev. But, like, you pull out your... Like, look at how much distance he has on you still. Like, there's nothing going to come of that, man. You got to get closer. I feel like you're, like, maybe banking on them just running in a straight line or something. But at rank 1, people don't do that. They actually watch out for your chainsaws. You do the same thing again where you chainsaw at the pallet. Like, you're making the same mistakes over and over again. You chainsaw at the pallet thinking he's going to drop it, and he doesn't, and he loops. Luckily, he fucks up and, like, kind of fucks up the pallet loop and gets hit. So you do get a hit on him anyway. But you could have had so many more hits, man. This Lori is literally, like, so not afraid of you that she's just running in a straight line at you. Yikes, man. This is a yikes, dude. Like, she literally gives no fucks to the point where she's just like, she's just charging you, dude. She's charging you like a rhino, man. She's just like, hey, yo, what up? And you don't even care either. You just ignore her. Like, are you not even gonna hit her? Like, oh man, this hurts to see, dude. I don't know, like, I don't know what to say about this. Cause I guess you just like accept the fact that she's really good at like dodging and juking, and you're just like accept the fact that you're not gonna hit her. But, like, I want you to turn and chainsaw her, man. I want you to turn and just land a chainsaw on that fucking Lori. She's so, like... Oh, man. This hurts. This hurts to watch. I'm gonna be honest. There, you kind of, like, respected his 360, and then you still whiffed. I don't know if you're just, like, panicking here or what, but she crouched to block you. You got a hit on her. Then she gets adrenaline, which I'm assuming she... Like, this is probably Survive with Friends, right? Like, she was working on that gen for sure. She ran up to get in your way. She was probably like, hey, I'm going to body block a hit. And then right after I do, pop that last adrenaline. Pop that last gen and get my adrenaline. That'll piss off the killer. You know? So, that happened. So, feels bad. I don't know what to tell you, man. This game was rough, dude. I kind of just want these guys to leave now. This is rough. This Dwight is still injured. He doesn't have adrenaline. You're chainsawing towards the door, which isn't... Like, you could have committed to that Dwight there and tried to catch him at Shack, but I mean, this also isn't crazy. This is the same Lori from earlier. Kind of an early chainsaw here, but it's not bad. She gets the pallet drop, perfect timing. This Lori's a pretty good player, for sure. But I don't know, man. Like, you need to... I can definitely tell you right now that you need to work on, like... trying to hit people that are 360ing as well as like your back revs, like landing your back revs. Like, this game fell to shit because this Lori was just untouchable. Like, you just couldn't land anything on her. Are you gonna land this one? No. Like, you need to make sure that you don't, like, honestly, you need, like, hold this rev longer if you have to. Like, it's good that you're holding the rev, right? Like, some basic advice to people is, like, he's doing it right by holding the rev here. Like, he's holding the chainsaw at, like, 70, 80%. You know, he's not, like, rushing it. He's, like, charging it and, like, not just all out rushing it. But I think you need to hold it longer, man. Like you could have released it right here. She's kind of stuck on these tires, so you could have released it right there a little. Well, actually, I think that's what you tried to do. Never mind. I guess I was wrong. But I thought she was stuck. You might have thought she was stuck. But yeah, man, I don't know. Like, you're just not. Like, you could also take like a half of a step back too, just to make sure that you can keep track of her. You know what I mean? Because what she's doing is she's just spinning all around your body, and you're like losing track of her because she's like gets out of your FOV. So if you need to, you can take a step back as well. But honestly, man, you really need to practice your back revs as well as just like hitting like your M1s on people at 360. I know it's not easy because this is console. The frame rate's kind of shit, you know. Like you're swinging with a controller, so it's kind of rough. But I can tell you right now, there you go. Oh my god, that's so satisfying. Oh, let me just soak this in. Thank God. Oh, let me just. Oh god, it feels so good. Okay. Okay, good. Let's continue. Anyway, you get her. This is gonna not feel good though. You're about to get decisive strike. This is gonna feel real bad, unless you juggle her. Oh no, not like this. Well, what are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do? She probably had DS anyway, but she had a Meg there with a flashlight. So. Real talk, what you could do is look for this. I don't even see this Meg all game because you've kind of just been chasing this Lori all game, so I haven't even seen her to know she has a flashlight. But in general, it's pretty safe to like just pick people up facing walls no matter what. Like it should just be like standard from a rank 1 killer to like for instance, you downed her right here. You should be facing this crane when you pick up, just in case. Like there's no reason not to just turn to the left and face the crane before you pick up, just in case someone has a flashlight. You know what I mean? They might not have one, but just in case they do, it's just good to do that. And if you know for sure someone has a flashlight, which I didn't, I'm assuming you didn't, but if you know for sure someone has a flashlight, you could literally get easy downs by like faking the pickup. You can like stand over the body and pretend like you're gonna pick up and then look for the person getting the flashlight save, and they'll usually be like running at you because they're trying to position themselves correctly, then you can get a free down. But you were unaware of both things. You kind of just picked her up facing outwards. As a matter of fact, you faced right to the Meg. Like you literally looked right at her and you were like, here are my eyeballs, please blind them. And she was like, okay, and then she blinded them, and then you dropped the Lori that you worked so hard to catch. And yikes, you know, just yikes. Anyway, she gets flashlight saved. You kind of lose track of her. I'm sure they're probably skipping to their loo and lollygagging to the exit gate. This Dwight's randomly crouching and he had Sprinto Bursto, but you can chainsaw in front of him. Okay, he's going around and you're gonna go around, but he's probably gonna loop back around the other side now, and we're gonna do Ring Around the Rosie. All right, now he's at T-walls. You can maybe get something going here with this Dwight. Maybe, if you play this right. Gotta make sure you get. I mean, he's pretty much got you by the balls here. The only thing that you really could do is just try to build up Bloodlust and then like Bloodlust him, but that shit would take like 45 seconds. Well. Oh, you should have committed to that. He was fucked. Wait, what the hell's he doing? Wait a minute. Wait. What the fuck is happening? Okay, hold on. Back it up. Right here, you should have committed. Wait, sorry, not there. Right. Why did he vault that? Right here, you should have committed. Like, he fucked up by getting this close to you. He would not be able to make it. Like, okay, if he vaults this window right here, you get a hit, or you can like come back to the other side. If he tries to go around, you'll probably catch him by the time he gets the exit gate. He's too close here. You could have caught him here. Instead, you like back up, and then this happens. He like vaults right into your face, and he's like, "Hey, dude, I'm Dwight. What's up?" And like, you just don't really react fast enough. Like, you should be rushing him right now. You should be getting in his face with a chainsaw. You know, he's gonna either A, revault the window, in which he doesn't have time. You would land a chainsaw, or B, I don't know, run around. Either way, he's right fucking here, man. You can chainsaw him, but you like don't react in time, then you like panic and back up because you want to protect the exit gate, I guess. I mean, I don't know, like maybe you're just not like thinking straight too. Like I don't mean to be that guy, but this game feels like it was pretty tilting based off how it went. So maybe you're just also like on tilt and not thinking straight, but your reaction time to that was like really bad, and you maybe could have got a hit there, but you know, or a chainsaw. I mean, you definitely could have got a hit. I think you could have got a chainsaw. Now he's teabagging you in classic Survivor fashion. The one dude left. This guy's just chilling. Yeah, he's like, yeah, dude, yeah. But I mean, he does kind of got you here, right? Like he does misplay a little. You could probably get this guy, but at this point, like, I don't know. He's just waiting for you to make a move, so he'll do something. But you're just chilling. He's chilling. You're both chilling. You vault the window. What am I watching? There's only 7 seconds left on this. Okay, there we go. Okay, he was waiting for his sprint burst is what he was doing. And then a little fucker teabagged you. What a dick. What a fucking dick, this guy. Yeah, he was just waiting out his sprint burst is all he did. He just sat there, and once his sprint burst was up, he's like, see ya. Sprinto bursto, I'm out of here. He had to hit you with the quick do-do-do. The old classic, the killer had a bad game. Better taunt him at the exit gate, because fuck him, you know? Yikes, dude. I mean, like, what are you gonna do? I don't know, man. This video was rough, dude. Again, this is controller console play, and it's really hard to, like, I don't know. It's hard for me to, like, say, do this and do that, because I've never played on console. I've played with a controller once or twice, and it was pretty fucking miserable. But, like, I mean, between, like, the bad palette play with you, like, pre-revving your saw, you would rev your saw way too early whenever you had potential to back rev. Like, there were so many misplays in this that it's really hard to, like, it's hard to pinpoint one thing, you know? I would say you definitely need to work on your palette game. Like, don't pre-rev your saws at palettes, especially at rank 1. I would say don't start revving your chainsaw. Like, if somebody isn't near pallets or windows, don't start revving your chainsaw until you're, like, much closer to them. Like, don't do it from farther away. And try your best to, like, practice landing your back revs as well as landing 360s. Like, with this, like, what happened with this Lori was just, like, this was not good, dude. This was really not good. Like, she just, like, this Lori just had you by the balls this whole game, dude. Like, she just had you by the balls, man. Like, she knew it too. Like, it got to the point where she was literally just running at you because she was just like, yeah, this guy, like, you made it a point to obviously give up on her, and she knew it, so she was just running at you. Like, that was rough. Like, that needs practice too. I'm not really sure what to tell you to do to practice that. Like, if you're on PC, I would just tell you to aim better because, you know, with mouse control, it's really easy to not miss. You just track them, you know? But with a controller, it's definitely a little harder. I would say, like, if you think someone's going to spin, like, back up and let them do their spin. You know what I mean? But I would say just keep practicing, man. Just keep doing what you can. But those are definitely the biggest mistakes. And then, I don't know. Towards the end, you started making some bad decisions. But that might have just been from tilt because, you know, that kind of shit happens. You have a bad game, and then you get tilted, and then bad decisions get made, and then survivors teabag you, and then it's a bad time. But anyway, thanks for submitting the footage. This game hurt to watch, but I'm glad you sent it in. These are the kind of games I like, though. I like games that hurt to watch, man. I don't want people sending me in their 4Ks. I want people sending me in their games that hurt to watch. So thank you for being okay with sending in this game. Like, obviously, this was a really rough game, and I respect the fact that you're willing to send it in and have me review it anyway, even though you know it's a really bad game and you played very poorly. I appreciate the fact that you sent it in anyway, and rather than just being like, here's my 4K, enjoy my flex, you know? So thank you for sending it in. I had a good time reviewing it, and that's it. That's all. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. As always, if you guys want to submit footage yourself, you guys can join the Discord that's linked below. Send me a DM with a YouTube link that's to an unlisted video of your gameplay. Make sure the video quality is good, and make sure the gameplay is bad, and I will take a look at it. Thank you guys all for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll see you later. I'll see you later. See ya.